Greetings and salutations! It is I, Professor Macabro, accompanied, like always, by the lovely Zombie Death Cetos, and we are here to bring you another movie review. Yes, indeed, and oh my, this really showcases how old Professor Macabro has gotten. I'm a fucking old fart, because I could have sworn I shared a post of me watching this movie. And, could have sworn I recorded a review of this movie. But I couldn't find any post about it. I couldn't find any video of it. So I guess this is the movie review that I had in mind and I can't find anywhere. The only explanation I can think of is that maybe this is the last movie I saw one late Friday night. And usually the very last movie that I see in one of my movie marathons is after a couple of drinkies, and I tend to forget how the movie ended, and how I even got to bed. It's rare that it happens, but sometimes it does happen. So I'm guessing that's what I thought. Maybe I thought I posted it, and I didn't. That doesn't really explain why there's no review of it. The only other explanation I can think of is that maybe I had this elaborate sketch, and I just didn't have the time to record it, so I put it in the back burner, and I lost the footage, because I can't find this review anywhere. If I have already talked about it, and you've seen the review, well, I apologize for the double dip. But again, I went through my feeds twice, and I couldn't find a movie review of this. So, this is my review for a movie that I saw a second time, because I had to rewatch this one and to refresh my memory. And it's a movie that was introduced to me from the good guys at Movie Dumpster Podcast. Yes, indeed. They talked about this many, many years ago. And when Tubi got good, it's one of the movies that I looked up, and there it was. So I watched it. But again, I don't know what happened to the post. I don't know what happened to the movie review that I did. But it's gone. So I rewatched it, and here's the movie review after a long-winded explanation of Project Metal Beast. Metal! Yes, indeed. Oh, this was a good movie, let me tell you. It is a movie that starts off with these two military guys. The main military guy and a random red shirt. They're going to this castle somewhere, probably in Europe, and they are attacked by a werewolf. The red shirt gets mauled, but the military guy takes out the werewolf, lichen, if you will, and starts taking out some of its blood before it turns into a human. So the purpose of this is to take the blood and do experiments to craft it into a bioweapon. But the tests apparently need a lot of the werewolf blood because they're running out. And the military guy's like, God damn it, we're running out of blood and we can't get another one. We need to do something desperate, or else our project is gonna go to fuck. And the other, more corporate military guy, the cool-headed one of the two, is like, look, dude, we can't do it. I know you're upset. I know you want this thing to proceed because it's a very big breakthrough if we can make it work. But there's nothing we can do. Our hands are tied. Yeah, so military dude, being a more impulsive motherfucker, is like, nuts to you, takes the last vial of the werewolf blood and injects it into himself. I'm guessing, thinking that he could somehow control the werewolfism? Maybe? I don't know. So, of course, he starts turning into a werewolf and he starts losing it. It turns into a beast. But, corporate, fucker is like, well, I guess you are gonna end up serving our plan after all. Just not in the way that you thought. So he shoots him with silver bullets and puts him in a cryo-freeze. Ha ha ha. There. Cut back to many years in the future, and corporate douchebag is now the head of the corporation. And if memory serves me right, corporate douchebag is the guy that played the mayor in Spin City, the TV show with Michael J. Fox. So he takes over this military experiment program that is trying to do the same thing that Darkman did. Darkman was working on a synthetic skin graft to allow burn victims to look a little bit more normal. These ones are trying to give it a more military application because the skin grafts harden and turn into this really, really hard substance. It's like, think like Colossus from the X-Men that has a bio-organic metal coating. That's pretty much what these guys were doing. So the corporate douchebags like, this is the perfect opportunity to take that fucker out of cold storage and have him get the metal skin graft. And he does. They take the guy and they start peeling off his skin and putting the metal skin grafts, and they are working at him because at this point of the experiment, they only are working with cadavers and dead tissue. That's what they were trying to do before they get the kinks out and then actually apply it in living people. So they're working on the guy, and one of them sees like, that's odd. This motherfucker has a silver bullet on him. Let's take it out. So they do, and much like what happened in Howling 2, Your Sister's a Werewolf, or if it's as it's known internationally, Howling 2, Silver Werewolf bitch, taking out the silver bullet reanimates the guy, and he's like, screaming in pain, because again, the metal skin grafts are not meant for living tissue, and this guy's coming back to life, and slowly turning back into a werewolf, and they're like, oh my god, what the fuck are we doing to this guy? Morphine the motherfucker. But unfortunately, they already covered his skin with the iron skin grafts, and they're like, oh shit, we can't even morph in this guy. What a poor bastard. While the corporate douche is like, everything is going according to plan. So eventually, he turns full-on werewolf, and he transforms into Kane Hodder. If memory serves me right, Kane Hodder is the one under the werewolf suit. And I thought he would look a little bit like a Saberwolf, if you played Killer Instinct. And he kind of does. He doesn't look very cyborg, because again, it's not a robot, it's just a harder skin that they put on that's hardened into a substance similar to steel. So, he looks really cool. He gets all big and gnarly with big old claws. And he looks like Sonic the Hedgehog because he has these long quills on his back. Really, really cool design. And again, Kane Hodder gives him a very imposing look. So, the people are doing their investigation, and they find out that douche corporate guy is like, oh, you motherfucker. This guy was a military guy, and you had his files closed. And you knew that he was going to come back to life. What were you thinking, man? And he's like, I wanted to create the ultimate bioweapon. Now I just need to figure out how to control the fucker, and we've got something to take care of our enemies. But like that's happened in every movie where the government or the military are doing science experiment, everything goes tits up, and he starts causing chaos all over the place. When will you military scientists ever learn to not to fuck with nature? But Project Metal Beast is just running roughshod through all these fuckers. And they're like, okay, what do we know about werewolves? Oh, Silver kills them. So they craft silver bullets and they shoot the fucker. And because he has the metal skin graft, the bullets go like, pew, 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 pew. And the werewolf's like, haha, that's not gonna work on me, motherfuckers. So they're like, oh my god, we're fucked. But then one of them has the brilliant idea to make these silver coating for grenades out of a rocket launcher. And they're like, that'll work. And guess what? If you wanted to see a really gnarly looking badass metal werewolf be hit by silver tipped rockets, this is the movie for you. So yes. And this is a very good movie. Again, I was introduced to this by the good people at the Movie Dumpster podcast, and I have seen it twice. Since I saw that it's on Tubi, so if you want to watch it, it's on Tubi. Or if you want to actually own this, it has a very, very sweet physical media release that I also recommend you get and support your physical media. It is from one of those Bala boutiques, so if you have the cash, definitely pick up a copy of Project Metal Beast. Yes, indeed. Review part of this. What did I think of this movie? It's very good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The acting is hit or miss. Spin City guy is pretty cool. He plays a very sleazy kind of fucking character very well. The main characters, other than the main chick, is very good. The other ones are okay. They're there doing their part. But the titular project, Metal Beast, looks amazing. I love his design. He looks like a proper werewolf with the long snout and everything. And the quills make him really stand out. So the practical effects on the werewolf, cool. The story concept, cool. This werewolf that gets turned into a metal wolf, awesome. And good effects overall. Highly enjoyed it. And I recommend Project Metal Beast for you. Again, it's free on Tubi. The only thing you have to put up with is a couple of ads that seem to have gotten a little bit out of hand, but it's okay. It's a free service. You can watch it for free and be taken aback to a time where you would watch a movie with a bunch of commercials. Or, again, if you have the money, buy it on physical media, support physical media, and watch it that way, and you get a whole bunch of really cool special features. It's one of those movies that I for sure need to get in my collection, and have it among all the other movies that I have. Yes, but Project Metal Beast gets a high recommendation from Zombie Deathcitos and Professor Macabro. It's so good, I was willing to watch it twice to make this review in lieu of not knowing what really happened to the other video that I'm sure I recorded and was just waiting to record a skit segment for it. It happens, unfortunately, at my old age. And of course, staying up late on Fridays to watch movies probably isn't helping my memory for shit. But it is what it is. Let me know if you've seen Project Metal Beast in the comments down below. Did you like it? Did you really not much care for it? Let me know in the comments down below. And until we see you again next time, this has been Professor Macabro, that's Zombie Deathcitos, and we're wishing you, like always, a good evening.